Welcome to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV and on this snowy day here in Ottawa. My goodness. Just reminds me of my childhood. Boy, oh boy, it's absolutely beautiful out there. It's a winter wonderland. We're supposed to get snow till probably it's going to continue snowing till about 6 or 7 o'clock this evening. So just be careful out there shoveling snow. And a reminder too, garbage pickup and recycling pickup have been delayed a day. So if you're like me, I didn't realize that until this morning. So I had everything out there, and now my blue and black bin are accumulating much snow. So just keep that in mind. All right, we have a great show for you. We're going to dive right in with our first segment because we're going to be talking about some simple daily health habits to ignite your life for 2022. And I'm joined by Dr. Kate Rhéaume. Dr. Kate, welcome to the show. Great to have you here. And let's dive right in because I don't want to run out of time. I want to get to as many of these as possible. And your first tip that you have is eat some fat. And many people may be horrified to hear that, but there are good fats and there are bad fats, aren't there?
That's right. And now is a great time for a personal oil change. What does that mean? Check out your diet for sources of fat that may be unhealthy, like hydrogenated processed oils, things like margarine, omega-6 essential fatty acids that we find in vegetable oil can be inflammatory. Try to take those out. Instead, we want to replace them with healthier fats. We know olive oil, of course, has a wonderful reputation for good reasons. Also, things like nuts and seeds, but especially at this time of year, omega-3 essential fatty acids that we would find in, for example, deep cold water fish like the salmon I have here, great for mood. It has been shown to be helpful for cardiovascular health, even brain health. You'll find that it's helpful for dry skin at this time of year. And incorporating more of that kind of fat, if you feel like you're not getting enough of those omega-3s, you can even visit your local health food store for an omega-3 essential fatty acid supplement.
Well, and your next tip is something I've started to do, and I have to give credit to my wife because my wife has been doing it for many, many years, and that is intermittent fasting. Describe exactly what that is.
So we're hearing more about this. Of course, it's increasing in popularity. And basically, what this means is only eating during a designated period of time, let's say 8 hours, for example, and then not eating the rest of the time that, for example, would be like 16 hours is a common regime that people will use. Basically, once you've gone about 12 hours without eating, your body seems to shift into a slightly different metabolic gear. And this is associated with a cleaning out some cellular junk that we may want to get rid of. Of course, it will help to likely shed a few pounds because you're consuming less calories because you're eating through a shorter window. But also, people will report, improvements in energy.
And something we always talk about, and I know as a naturopathic doctor yourself, this is something you talk to your clients about all the time, and that is nutrient deficiencies. When it comes to that, I mean, are we having a difficult time finding it in our foods because we're not eating as much, say, fruits and vegetables as we should be?
That is absolutely possible. A shortfall of any individual nutrient can impact our health in either the short or long term, and that can affect things like energy, even immune function. And so, this is a great time of year to check out your diet and take out the empty calories that might be in there, the white sugar, the white flour, and instead focus on more nutrient dense foods, things like the colorful fruits and vegetables. I already mentioned healthy fats. I've also got some protein sources here, things like egg and cheese, even meat, which of course is a great source of iron, zinc, as well as protein, vitamin B12. And so increasing nutrient dense foods to make sure you don't have a shortfall in any of nutrients, or again, you can consider a multivitamin mineral supplement to bridge that gap.
Yeah, and Kate, this has been such a difficult time for all of us. And when I think about the pandemic, obviously the virus gets all of the attention, but mental health is a big one, and taking that time for some self care is probably more important than ever.
Absolutely. This is a word I think that has been tossed around a lot lately, but I can't think of a better time for really taking self care more seriously than right now. And that means consciously making time for pleasurable activities, something that you do to recharge your battery, whether it's a bath and a book or getting outside in some fresh air. It is probably not scrolling on your phone or rechecking your social media feeds,
Yeah.
but something that helps to rejuvenate you.
Let's talk about sleep because for me, I think I probably fall under the category of a very poor sleep schedule. I'm all over the place. How important is it to have a fairly consistent sleep schedule?
This is one of the many steps you can take to improve sleep quality. I know you're going to be talking about that later in the show. It's such an important topic. But one simple thing would be to aim to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. I know that sounds boring, but that's sort of the point. It helps to set our daily or circadian rhythm, which can help. It's just one step to improve sleep quality.
You mentioned activity. In the winter, we tend to stay inside and, kind of hibernate a little bit. But we should stay active and try to, and especially, mention getting that fresh air. How important is that, Kate?
Nothing replaces vitamin N, right? Getting out into nature. And the wonderful thing about when the snow eventually clears is that the sun comes out. And this, that bright will help to as well influence our circadian rhythm, does good things for our mood. And no matter, how much time you can spend out there, even a little bit, both the light, the fresh air, and the activity is really important for overall wellness.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Dr. Rayom, always a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Great to see you.
Great to see you too. Hey, we talked health habits when it comes to, what we're consuming and getting exercise and getting proper sleep. As Kate mentioned, we'll be talking more about sleep a little bit later on in the show. But one of the big things we should be thinking about is our finances. We'll be back with that after this.